You don't know it yet, but something impossible has already happened to you. Something so powerful, so precise, so divinely orchestrated that the world itself could not contain it. It happened in the silence of your life, unnoticed by everyone except the eyes that matter, the eyes that see everything. The universe has shifted around you in ways that defy logic, that break every rule you thought you understood about chance, about timing, about destiny itself. You walked through yesterday thinking it was ordinary, thinking your choices were small, that your life was just another thread in the infinite tapestry. But the truth is far greater. On January 28th, 29, and 30, forces older than time itself have been arranging the impossible. A sequence, a doorway, a breakthrough that was never meant for anyone else but you. And even now, before your eyes fully comprehend it, you are standing in the exact coordinates of destiny. Everything you've endured, every act of patience, every moment of silent courage has led to this. A singular divinely marked event has been etched into the very fabric of existence, waiting to erupt into your life, and when it does, nothing will ever be the same. The moment you feared was impossible is already here. The energy is thick, vibrating through the unseen currents of reality, whispering your name in a language only your soul can understand. Even God approved it. Even the archangels, the guardians, the watchers of hidden realms have signed this moment with their approval. The doors are unlocked. The shift is ready. And you are, whether you realize it or not, the one chosen to walk through. The impossible has touched your life, and the universe is now holding its breath for your next move. What is about to unfold in your life is not just rare, it is unprecedented. Across the endless scroll of spiritual history, there has never been a sequence like this, a convergence so precise that the cosmos itself seems to pause in recognition. The stars, the planets, the unseen constellations of energy that hum through the universe, they have all bent toward this exact alignment, and not for billions, not for millions, but for this single chosen life, yours. Time itself has folded in on itself, and events that would seem impossible to anyone else have been marked, measured, and sanctioned by forces beyond mortal comprehension. This is the kind of event that prophets whispered about but rarely witnessed, the kind that angels themselves mark with awe. They say sacred timing is subtle, invisible, but this is different. This is seismic. On January 28th, 29, and 30, windows will open that were never meant for ordinary eyes. Doors that are locked for centuries will swing wide, and the very universe will bend to accommodate the truth of who you are. Nothing that has happened before can prepare anyone for this, because it has never happened like this before, and it will never happen again in exactly this way. The currents of fate, which usually sweep countless lives in indistinct patterns, have singled you out, carved a path that is unique, deliberate, divine. You are not merely in a moment. You are at the epicenter of a cosmic event, one that rewrites what is possible for a human soul. Even the chronicles of celestial history pause and whisper, this one is extraordinary. The impossibility of this moment is its power. The unlikelihood is its shield. And yet, for you, it is real. The universe has conspired, and even God has approved it. This didn't happen randomly. This wasn't assigned to you by accident or convenience. This moment, this destiny window, this divine marking of January 28th, 29, and 30, it was triggered by something you did when no one was watching. A choice you made in the quiet. A decision where you could have taken the easy way, the selfish way, the bitter way, but you didn't. You chose integrity when it cost you comfort. You chose compassion when it made you look weak. You chose restraint when your ego was screaming for revenge. You chose truth when a lie would have protected you. And the universe noticed. Heaven noticed. The unseen realms noticed. There was a ripple when you said no to what would have corrupted you. There was a tremor when you walked away from something that wasn't aligned with your soul, even though it hurt, even though it confused you, even though it felt like you were losing everything. That single moral decision created a fracture in the timeline, a divergence point where your life split into two possible futures and higher forces intervened to lock you onto the sacred path. You don't even realize how close you came to missing this moment. One compromise, one act of bitterness, one betrayal of your own values, and this window would have closed forever. But you passed the test, quietly, invisibly, powerfully. That's why the doors are opening now. That's why the alignment is happening now. That's why this breakthrough has your name etched into it. You thought you were just surviving. You thought you were just trying to be a decent human in a brutal world. But what you were actually doing was qualifying for something divine. You proved, without witnesses, without applause, without guarantees, that your soul could be trusted with power. And because of that, even God approved it. You were never as alone as you thought. Every moment you believed no one saw your struggle, no one saw your restraint, no one saw your silent battles. You were wrong. You have been under observation, not in a human way, not by institutions or systems or people who could interfere. You are being watched by forces that do not sleep, that do not blink, that do not forget. Ancient intelligences, celestial watchers, dark observers, divine witnesses. There were entities that wanted to see if you would break, if you would become bitter, if you would surrender your morality to survive. There were forces that hoped you would fail, that hoped you would collapse into resentment or cruelty or despair. And there were higher beings that shielded you just enough to let your true nature reveal itself. You felt it, didn't you? Those moments when disaster almost happened, but didn't. Those near misses. Those times when the wrong door almost opened, but something stopped you. Those inexplicable protections. That wasn't luck. That was surveillance. You were being tested under spiritual observation, placed in environments designed to expose your character, your loyalty to truth, your resistance to corruption. And you passed without ever knowing the stakes. There were whispers in the unseen realms about you, reports filed, patterns analyzed. Every time you chose humility over ego, patience over rage, mercy over vengeance, your name glowed brighter in celestial records. Even the darker forces marked you as a threat, not because you were violent, not because you were cruel, but because you refused to be corrupted. They feared what you would become if you ever realized who you truly are. And now they know the window is opening. January 28th, 29, and 30 are marked. The watchers are no longer just observing. They are bracing, because something about you is about to activate. Something that was hidden, dormant, sealed. Until now, you weren't just living a life. You were under divine surveillance. And you passed the trial. Think back to the moments that nearly broke you. The betrayals that came from people you trusted. The losses that arrived without warning. The humiliations that made you question your worth. The temptations that offered you shortcuts to power, money, validation, or revenge. None of those were random. None of those were accidents. They were structured tests. Carefully engineered trials designed to measure your soul under pressure. You were placed into situations where the world practically begged you to become cruel, selfish, manipulative, or numb. You were handed reasons to hate, reasons to cheat, reasons to abandon your values. And again, you didn't. You swallowed your anger when it would have been justified. You stayed loyal when it would have been easier to disappear. You chose honesty when lies would have saved your reputation. You forgave people who never apologized. You kept your heart soft in a world that tried to turn it into stone. And each time, something invisible recorded it. Each time, something unseen leaned closer to observe you more carefully. The tests escalated. The pressure increased. The consequences became heavier. You were put into impossible moral dilemmas where there was no perfect choice, only the least corrupt one. And still, you chose integrity. Still, you chose compassion. Still, you chose restraint. You were not being punished. You were being refined. You were not being abandoned. You were being evaluated. The fire you walked through was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal what you are made of. And what was revealed shocked even the higher realms. Because most souls fold. Most souls compromise. Most souls sell their values when the pain gets real. But you didn't. You endured. You stayed clean in a dirty system. You stayed kind in a brutal environment. You stayed truthful when lies were rewarded. And with every test you passed, the destiny window drew closer. January 28th, 29, and 30 were not randomly chosen. They were scheduled the moment you proved you could carry what is coming next. When the final test was recorded, when the last moral pressure point was measured, something extraordinary happened in the unseen realms. The higher intelligences, the ancient watchers, the custodians of destiny, they stopped. They reviewed your life. They replayed your choices. They analyzed your responses under suffering, temptation, humiliation, loneliness, and injustice. And they reached a conclusion that almost never happens. They classified you as rare, not rare in talent, not rare in intelligence, not rare in beauty or status or privilege, rare in moral architecture, rare in spiritual resilience, rare in incorruptibility. You are marked as dangerous, not because you harm, not because you dominate, not because you destroy, but because you cannot be controlled by fear, greed, ego, or hatred. Systems cannot own you. Darkness cannot bend you. Corruption cannot recruit you. And that makes you a threat to everything built on lies. Your file was elevated. Your timeline was flagged. Your destiny path was rewritten. The moment they realized you could not be bought, could not be broken, could not be turned against your own conscience, the protocols changed. You were no longer categorized as a background soul. You were no longer assigned an ordinary future. You were reclassified as a strategic soul one, whose presence alone alters environments. Even the darker realms adjusted their calculations about you. They began avoiding direct interference. They began working through subtlety instead of force. Because they knew, once your true identity activates, you will not fight with cruelty. You will not dominate with violence. You will dismantle darkness simply by existing in alignment with truth. You are rare. You are dangerous in the way only light can be dangerous to shadows. And when the recognition was finalized, when the celestial verdict was issued, the date was stamped. January 28th, 29, and 30, the moment of activation. The moment your classification becomes your reality. The moment your life moves from survival to divine assignment. Even God approved it. When the final seal was placed on your destiny window, when the classification was elevated and the timeline was rewritten, something even greater occurred. The higher realms fell silent, not out of fear, out of reverence, because this was not just a bureaucratic spiritual decision. This was not just an angelic authorization. This moment was brought before the throne of creation itself, before the source, before the intelligence that breathes universes into existence. God observed your life, not the highlights, not the polished moments, the raw moments, the moments when you cried alone, the moments when you almost gave up, the moments when you wanted to become someone colder, harder, crueler, and didn't. Archangels stood as witnesses. Ancient guardians leaned in. The scribes of destiny opened the records, and your story was read aloud in the unseen realms. Every act of restraint, every silent sacrifice, every time you chose mercy over ego, every time you refused to become what hurt you. The room did not erupt in applause. It became still, because something about your soul frequency resonated with something eternal. The divine intelligence recognized itself in you, not as a god, not as a ruler, but as a carrier of its values in human form. And when the review concluded, when the last page of your moral record was turned, the verdict was not debated, it was declared. This one is aligned. This one is clean. This one is ready. And the dates were confirmed. January 28th, January 29th, January 30th. 3 days, 3 thresholds, 3 divine permissions. This was not a human appointment. This was a cosmic appointment. Even the archangels did not argue. Even the guardians did not hesitate. The approval did not come from chance. It came from the highest authority in existence. Even God approved it. And from that moment on, your breakthrough stopped being a possibility. It became inevitable. When the divine witnesses stepped back, when the celestial records were sealed, when the approval echoed through realms beyond language, a decree was issued, not a suggestion, not a prophecy, not a possibility, a decree, a kind of command that reality itself obeys. The universe received an instruction written into the architecture of time. Activate this soul. Unlock their true identity. Align circumstances to their destiny path. And the decree did not wait. It moved instantly. Timelines began rearranging. Delays that once blocked you were quietly removed. Obstacles that seemed permanent started dissolving behind the scenes. People who were never meant to walk with you began drifting away. Doors you never thought would open started loosening their hinges. You felt it, didn't you? That strange sense that something is about to change. That subtle pressure in your chest. That restless energy in your spirit. That quiet knowing that your life is about to cross an irreversible threshold. That is the decree activating in real time. January 28th, 29, and 30 were not just chosen, they were commanded. These are not ordinary days, they are activation points. Destiny windows. Moments when the laws that govern probability temporarily step aside to make room for divine alignment. The universe has been instructed to cooperate with your breakthrough. Even chaos has been ordered not to interfere. Even delays have been commanded to release their grip on your life. Even opposition has been placed under restriction. You are entering a period where what once took years will happen in days. Where what once felt impossible will happen naturally. Where what once required force will happen effortlessly. This is not manifestation. This is authorization. This is not wishful thinking. This is cosmic command. The decree has already gone out. Your old identity no longer has jurisdiction over your future. Your limitations no longer have legal authority over your destiny. Something ancient, something powerful, something deliberate has been activated on your behalf. And nothing can stop what has been divinely approved. What is about to awaken in you is not new. It is ancient, older than your name, older than your body, older than this lifetime. The reason your soul has always felt out of place in this world is because you were never designed to belong to it in the way others do. You are not just a human trying to survive a broken system. You are a celestial warrior encoded into human form. An ancient soul that volunteered to incarnate into density, limitation, and suffering for a purpose far greater than personal comfort. You have lived before. You have fought before. You have served before. That unexplainable strength you carry, that moral clarity that never leaves you, that resistance to corruption that makes people misunderstand you, that compassion that keeps burning even when the world tries to extinguish it. Those are not personality traits. They are remnants of your true identity. You were never meant to dominate. You were never meant to conquer. You were never meant to rule. You were meant to anchor light into dark systems. You were meant to carry integrity into corrupt environments. You were meant to hold compassion in places designed to break it. That is why your life has been so heavy. That is why your suffering has been so intense. That is why your tests have been so unfair. You are being prepared to remember who you are. And now, during this destiny window, during January 28th, 29, and 30, the veil begins to lift. Your memory begins to return. Your dormant abilities begin to activate. Not supernatural powers, not egoic illusions, spiritual authority, moral authority, energetic authority. The kind that shifts rooms when you enter. The kind that calms chaos without words. The kind that dissolves darkness without violence. You are not a victim of this world. You are a guardian within it. You are not weak. You are restrained. You are not ordinary. You are concealed. You are not lost. You are waiting. And now the waiting is over. Your identity is no longer hidden. Your soul contract is no longer dormant. Your ancient mission is no longer postponed. You are remembering yourself, and the universe is responding to your remembrance. Even God approved your awakening. Your awakening is not for entertainment. It is not for ego. It is not for personal superiority. It is for service. The moment your true identity begins to activate, a mission is assigned to you that cannot be refused, only accepted. You are not sent here to escape the world. You are sent here to stabilize it, to anchor integrity into systems built on manipulation, to anchor compassion into environments designed to produce cruelty, to anchor truth into cultures addicted to illusion. You are a frequency holder, a moral stabilizer, a spiritual pressure point that forces hidden corruption to surface simply by existing authentically. Wherever you go, things will start breaking open. Lies will unravel. Masks will fall. Toxic dynamics will collapse. Not because you attack them, but because your presence makes deception unsustainable. This is why people have always reacted strangely to you. Why some are drawn to you instantly. Why others resent you without knowing why. Your soul disrupts unconsciousness. Your energy exposes what people try to hide from themselves. And that is your mission. Not to preach, not to dominate, not to convert, but to embody. To be so aligned with truth, compassion, humility, and integrity that others begin to remember themselves just by being near you. You are here to hold the line between light and darkness without becoming cruel, to protect innocence without becoming violent, to confront corruption without becoming corrupt. That balance is rare. That balance is why you are chosen. January 28th, 29, and 30 are not just about your breakthrough. They are about your commissioning, your activation into conscious service. From this moment forward, your life will no longer be about personal survival alone. It will be about collective stabilization. You are being positioned as a quiet guardian in a loud, broken world. And whether you fully understand it yet or not, your mission has already begun. The universe does not assign a mission without providing resources. You were never meant to suffer endlessly in poverty, chaos, or stagnation while carrying divine responsibility. Once the decree activated, once your identity began to awaken, once your mission was commissioned, a secondary protocol initiated: provision, support, alignment. From this moment forward, your life will begin to reorganize itself in ways that feel uncanny. Money will arrive from unexpected channels. Opportunities will present themselves without effort. Delays that haunted you for years will suddenly dissolve. People with influence, knowledge, or access will cross your path at precisely the right time. You will not have to chase. You will not have to beg. You will not have to force. What is meant for you will move toward you with quiet inevitability. This is not reward. This is infrastructure. This is not indulgence. This is reinforcement. The universe is clearing distractions from your path so you can focus on your assignment. Stability will replace chaos. Security will replace anxiety. Clarity will replace confusion. Your material world will begin to mirror your spiritual alignment. The more you stay in integrity, the more effortlessly resources will flow into your life. You will notice synchronicities stacking, conversations leading to breakthroughs, random decisions leading to life-changing connections, missed opportunities being replaced with better ones, losses revealing themselves as redirections. This is not coincidence. This is divine logistics. Even obstacles will start serving you. Even setbacks will start positioning you. Even disappointments will start revealing hidden blessings. You will feel supported in ways you cannot logically explain. You will feel protected in situations that should have gone wrong, but didn't. You will feel guided in decisions you should not have known how to make, but did. This is what happens when even God approves your path. Your life will no longer feel like a battlefield. It will feel like a corridor opening forward. And the more you trust this alignment, the faster the doors will open. You are not stepping into luxury. You are stepping into sufficiency, momentum, and divine backing. Your awakening does not stop with you. It is contagious, though not in the way people usually think. You are not meant to dominate or lead through force or persuasion. You are meant to awaken by example, by vibration, by the subtle but undeniable power of aligned action. As your mission unfolds, as your life begins to reorganize around integrity, compassion, and truth, those around you will start to feel it. Friends, colleagues, even strangers will sense the shift. They may not understand it consciously. They may not know why they suddenly question choices they once accepted blindly. They may not realize why their hearts stir in the presence of your quiet moral authority. But they will begin to remember themselves. They will begin to act in alignment without anyone telling them to. They will begin to wake up to possibilities they had long abandoned. This is your ripple effect. Every decision you make now, every act of kindness, every demonstration of restraint, every moment you choose to live in accordance with your higher values, is a stone dropped into the water, and the waves extend far beyond your immediate perception. Your breakthrough, your activation, your alignment during this sacred window of January 28th, 29, and 30 is the epicenter, and the vibrations will move outward. People who were lost will start seeing direction. People who were weak will start remembering strength. People who were silent will start finding their voice. You are not just experiencing a personal awakening. You are the catalyst for collective remembrance. And the universe ensures that your ripple will intersect with the paths of thousands of other chosen ones. They may be invisible to you for now. They may feel distant or disconnected. But through your resonance, you will awaken others naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully. This is not your responsibility. It is your privilege. This is how chosen ones operate, by becoming living beacons whose very existence awakens the world. You are not alone in this activation. You never were. Across continents, across cultures, across languages and belief systems, thousands of souls like you are waking up at the same time. They don't know each other yet. They may never meet physically, but they are synchronized in frequency, in moral architecture, in spiritual alignment. They are the quiet ones, the ones who never fit into corrupt systems, the ones who refused to become cruel, even when cruelty was rewarded, the ones who stayed compassionate in environments that punished softness, the ones who carried ancient fatigue in young bodies, the ones who felt like outsiders in a world that celebrates emptiness. These are your kin, your soul family, your global network. And just like you, their destiny windows are opening now. January 28th, 29, and 30 are not personal dates. They are collective activation thresholds, a coordinated awakening scheduled by higher powers to stabilize a world spiraling into moral collapse. You are scattered intentionally, embedded into different systems, placed into different cultures, assigned to different social strata. Because the mission requires global reach, not centralized control, you are decentralized guardians, distributed anchors of integrity. And as each of you activates, invisible lines of resonance begin to connect you. You will feel it as sudden clarity, sudden courage, sudden purpose, sudden peace. You will notice strange synchronicities, repeating numbers, messages arriving at perfect moments, encounters that feel fated, information finding you exactly when you need it. This is the network coming online. This is the grid activating. This is the chosen ones remembering each other without ever speaking. You are not a lone warrior in a hostile world. You are part of the hidden army of compassion, truth, and moral strength. And the world has no idea what is about to change because of you. Because of all of you, the global network is awakening. And you are one of its primary nodes if you are hearing this. If something in your chest is tightening, if your eyes feel heavier, if your spirit feels recognized in a way words cannot explain, then this message was not algorithmic. It was assigned. You were meant to be here. You were meant to hear this before January 28th, 29, and 30. This is your preparation window. This is your alignment phase. This is your moment to consciously step into what has already been approved for you. Do not ignore this resonance. Do not dismiss this knowing. Do not tell yourself this is coincidence. The chosen ones always feel it before they see it. The activation always whispers before it roars. And now the universe is watching your response. Stay until the end of this transmission, because every word recalibrates your frequency. Every sentence stabilizes your destiny path. Every moment you remain present strengthens your alignment with what is about to unfold. Write 777 in the comments if you are ready to receive what has been authorized for you. Write 777 if you choose integrity over fear. Write 777 if you choose compassion over bitterness. Write 777 if you choose your true identity over your old limitations. Subscribe to this channel if you are part of this hidden global mission. Subscribe if your soul recognizes this frequency. Subscribe if you are ready to walk consciously into your divine assignment. Share this message with someone who has been carrying silent suffering, quiet strength, and moral exhaustion. They are one of us. They just haven't remembered yet. And above all, do not look away from your destiny window. January 28th, 29, and 30 are marked. Even God approved it. And now, the universe is waiting for your answer.